Okay, boys and girls, I hope you're coming along with your lesson okay. And I want to stop and focus in on a couple of subtraction problems. Sometimes they can be a little tricky, and sometimes it's tricky to decide if you should subtract or if you should add. Okay, this one problem I chose it because it starts off by saying Ruth makes one fruit smoothie. She drinks 1/3 of it. What fraction of the fruit smoothie is left? Show your work. So I went ahead and I drew a cup because I wanted to show you where 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 3/3 would come on a smoothie cup. I thought that would be easy to understand. Now let's think. If she drinks 1/3 of it, then she drinks down this portion, and then this is left and this is left. Okay? So what we really have to focus on is we're not always going to have a model. We're not always going to have a picture. So what we want to get in our mind is that we know that 1 is equal to, in this case, 3/3. When I know that 3/3 makes up the whole smoothie, then I can subtract 3/3 minus 1/3. And then I've got an easy problem to solve. Take a look at this problem. This is definitely more than one step. Mr. Chang has a bunch of balloons. 3/10 of the bunch is red, 2/10 of the bunch is blue. What fraction of the bunch is not red or blue? Show your work. Okay, so I've drawn a model with 10 parts to represent the entire bunch of balloons, and I've shaded in the 3 red and 2 blue. But remember, what we're really being asked here is what fraction of the bunch is not red or blue. So what we really want to focus on are these down here, and that is 5 balloons. But be careful, because I don't want you to think that 5/10 is our answer, but I don't want you to think that's because we add 3/10 plus 2/10, okay? What we're really doing is we're adding 3/10 plus 2/10 plus something remaining will equal 10/10. So we really need to find out, what does this add up to, and what else would we still need to fulfill the full bunch? Okay, one last question to wrap up with. This question says, Lucy and Melody worked together to paint 6/8 of a room. Which models could be used to show how much of the room each girl paints? Now we noticed the first 3 examples, or the first 3 choices, are all models, and the last 2 are actually equations. So let's work down one choice at a time and see if we like these options. Now for letter A, I noticed this would represent 2 parts, this would represent 4 parts, and then we've got 2 other parts here. Now altogether, 2 plus 4 plus 2 equals 8 parts. So this looks good to me right now, and considering that 6 of them are shaded, that will work. That will be a good choice. Now, I see something automatically wrong with letter B. There's only 6 parts in all, so that would have a denominator of 6. That can't be. I notice on letter C, there's 8 parts, but there's 7 of them shaded. So that would not work. Now, let's focus in on D and E. D says 3/8 plus 3/8 would be equal to 6/8. And E says 5/8 plus 1/8 would be equal to 6/8. And I agree with both of those. I think they both total 6/8. So there's my 3 correct answers.